Yeah, that's right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back
What's
to the
up?
Buffalo Commander Podcast. How you doing, Kevin, Derek?
Doing well.
Good.
Great.
We have Derek on today. He's going to be our third party in the draft. This will be picks 6 through 15. Before we start, like, share, and subscribe. All right. And Kevin, how's it going in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago this week, and I spoke with Taber's management while I was here. I figured I would. I checked out Ford. Is it Ford Field? Yeah.
No,
right.
That's Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Soldier Field.
Soldier
state,
Field.
that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, but no, I talked about Caleb Williams a little bit. They said we can have him if we want him, so that's all. That's locked up.
Sure.
You made the
All right,
trade.
mention that.
You made the trade.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just put a bet on FanDuel since y'all are definitely getting them now.
Yeah, I would do it.
Number 2.
Yeah, I would not do that.
No,
at all.
I not.
Take it to
There's
the
still weird stuff going on about that. Anyway, yeah. So let's get into it. It'll be
really quick too.
Yes.
I just thought so. We're gonna go to the Home Alone house today.
Oh, really? The real one?
Yeah, the real one. Which it's funny because I don't think that people do that because I think it's like people actually live there. They probably get really pissed off when people show up at their house, which I think is going to make it even more entertaining. So wish us luck.
I saw they sold it. They sold it just the last couple of years too. It was pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I know.
People were like, have you seen the meme online? It's like, hey, how did the Gallaghers? Is that who they are? How did they afford this?
Oh yes,
and it's like it only cost like $200,000 in 1990.
Yeah, dude, real estate here is we think it's expensive where we live, but it's really high here. In these suburbs of Chicago, it's crazy.
It's insanity.
So yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
All right, cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna share it on the screen on my side. What each pick will come up. We'll give our breakdown of who we want and why we want to pick them. And if we have consensus, we'll just pick them and go. Maybe give a little synopsis of it and why you did it, and then we'll move on to the next pick. And then if there's a tie between two of us, the other person will make the final decision on who to pick.
And if it's all three different decisions,
then we're going to debate it.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll argue for once because that's what you want to do, Kevin.
Yeah,
you said that you wanted us to argue.
I think we need to have more arguing because that's who we really are. We just haven't shown it yet. So
yeah, we have to show how much we actually don't like each other.
Yeah, how much we hate each other.
We are.
That's why I brought Derek on here. That's why I brought Derek on. I bring Derek. Derek comes to my house every Thursday, and it's not good.
Yeah, I beat him at his house. I'm the away team, and I just
invite him like, no, it'll be fine this time, and I bring him over and I just kick his ass every time. Every time. All right, I'm sharing the screen. Enough messing around. All right, can y'all see it?
Yeah,
we're good to go. Okay, cool. All right, so Derek, you're the guest of honor. You can go ahead and give us who you'd take in this position and why, and then we'll go on to the next one.
Okay, and this will be actually a little different because I couldn't make the top 5 picks, so I didn't even know who your top 5 were.
Oh yeah, wait, let's do that. So Chicago took Caleb Williams, even though Kevin threw a hissy fit about that. Jaden Daniels went to Washington at 2, Drake May 3 to Patriots, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals at 4, and then Joe Alt to to the Chargers at 5. Right. So it's pretty much scratch at this point, which is good because now it's going to get interesting.
Yeah, because I was actually my 5th pick was going to be Brock. That was going to be my surprise pick for
Brock Bowers. Yeah, I thought about that. We thought about that too.
Yeah, which is cool. So that's good. So I have a couple that are actually after this. So we'll just skip around that. For number 6, I have my boy Rome.
Okay, number 6. Okay.
Yeah, and I know the quarterback thing obviously is a big thing for them too as well. So I did go back and forth on quarterback and receiver, but I know the Giants keep pushing that they still want to stay with Daniel. I don't know why, but they're thinking about doing that. So I did go with Rome for that. I could definitely see a quarterback but I just went with him. They need a big body guy for Daniel Jones, and I think the catch radius, contested catches over 1,000 yards. I mean, his yak's been a little weak, but that's just because of the way their scheme, how they run on offense. So that's who I would go with for number 6, just to switch it up a little bit.
All right. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, I did what you thought about, Derek, but decided not to. I did go quarterback because I just think that even though they've said they're going to start and stick with Daniel Jones, I think they know he sucks. if I'm
He
just
does.
correct.
He does.
And I think they've got to think ahead in the future. They know that. And so I actually went with JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
It's funny you say that because I thought about picking quarterback also at this pick. I decided not to. I thought it was too early for McCarthy.
Okay.
I do think he's like a top 15 pick, or he will be when the draft starts. I think he'll pass Penix and Bo Nix, but I thought it was I thought it was unrealistic. I don't know why. I just didn't feel McCarthy at pick 6.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it, and it's funny because the flip side is I went with where Derek is, but I picked somebody completely different. I want Malik Neighbors over Odunze 10 out of 10 times. Yeah. If you talk about Yak, he's going to give you way more Yak. He's way more explosive. I think Odunze is a really good player, but he's more in the mold of like Keenan Allen, where Malik Neighbors is like Jamar Chase.
Neighbors went with me at number 4. I switched it up.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Now that everybody's healthy on Arizona, so that's why mine was there. But I get the Neighbors.
So would you have taken Neighbors over Odunze if he's available?
Probably, if he was there.
Okay.
For my pick.
All right. So then we pretty much agree on that then.
Yeah, I get that though for sure.
So the only thing I would say to what you just said, Alex.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, if you had give me a compelling argument for JJ McCarthy, please.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you're right about. Usually where a player's going to go, so you want to try to play the draft, right? But at the same time, when a team falls in love with a quarterback and they do their due diligence and they know that that's the one they have, that goes out the window a little bit to a degree because they just want the player that they want because they feel like they would fit in their, with their team. So, take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, I just worry with JJ McCarthy it being like he's gone from like an early second round pick. Now all of a sudden he's top 10. I feel like GMs are going to feel like that's aggressive with like I feel like they're gonna get scared off by that, right?
Yeah,
it's like oh my gosh, like he rose so quickly. Is that something that like we never even talked about JJ McCarthy until this year? Really, everybody thought he was just kind of a game manager with some mobility in Michigan. All of a sudden he's like leapfrog 2 guys and he's a top 10 pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I would say that I would not go that route. But
okay.
But you've been outvoted, bitch.
Who was your pick?
Huh?
Who was your pick?
Malik Neighbors.
It was Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I would have done that too if I didn't have Rome.
But Kevin, in your defense, I personally like if Malik.
They need a quarterback.
If Malik and Odunze weren't on the board, I probably would have gone, or maybe the next best tackle, I would have gone quarterback. You know what I mean? Because I just think that Malik is just like an elite prospect, and so is Odunze.
This messes me up because now on all the next picks, it's like I'm picking this on. Yeah, so
that's fine because mine's going to be different because some of my
I don't know what to do.
Fell,
I don't know what to do now. So
what do I do with my hands? But I will say, Kevin, to back you up with that too, I do have JJ in my top 15. But that's a little.
Kevin, go scramble into your PFF board that you're seeing in front of you right now. Your other one that you have on the side, and start thinking about what do I do now? The players, because it's kind of how the GMs do it, right? Somebody gets taken, and then they have to readjust. Oh shit, somebody took my guy. I got to change my focus now and move to a different spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it too at some way. All right. So Malik Neighbors, are we good with that?
I mean, whatever.
If that's free.
All right. I feel like I'm steamrolling it. All right. Whatever.
But of course, how many. There's going to be trades. This is going to be all messed up when it comes to the draft, anyway.
All right. I'll go. You want to go first this time, Kevin, so you can get your point in here.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's fine.
Okay. You want to go? Yeah. Who do you think? I don't know if maybe Malik Neighbors was you for Tennessee, but
it wasn't. No.
Okay.
I really
good.
think that they're going to go with Levi here. And I think that
who
or Levis, Will Levis.
Will Levis? What are you talking about? Will Levis got
redrafted. Kevin, he's getting redrafted.
No, I mean he's the quarterback.
Oh, you're sticking with Will Levis. Okay, all right. So you're helping him. Okay.
Carter moving.
I don't know why I was confused there. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I said his name wrong, but I think they're really going to want to protect him. So I think go O-line. So I went with Olu Fashanu.
Okay.
Offensive tackle.
Derek.
I have him a little bit later, but I had Joe, which obviously you guys took at 5. So
who'd you pick?
Relevant for that.
Joe.
Yeah.
For the one you got
with the Chargers. Yeah, because I had Bowers in there for the because they were.
Oh, so you took Ald at pick 7.
Yep, I did. And I can tell you why I can make a case.
Well,
Bowers is going to be 5. as a tight
Well,
end.
since he's gone,
well,
we're gonna play it like these are the picks before us. So like since he's gone, who would you take instead since Alt's off the board? Would you also take Fasano?
I'd probably be a tackle. Yeah, it's going to be a tackle. I
Okay.
have Fasano going actually a little bit later too, but it would be a tackle.
Later.
So I would agree with that because I do think that they're going to take a tackle if.
So do you think he's
You
think he's the second best tackle in the draft, Olu?
I think so. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so. It's pretty close. They're kind of neck and neck with the Oregon State guy.
That's what I thought.
So
I was going to
take 2 are back to back. So I don't think you have it wrong. Yeah, I think
I was going to take. I was going to take Talisi Fuaga, but because he's actually, if you can see the screen, he's ranked next after Olu on this board, ranked 1 spot on the big board. Right. But the reason I thought Talisi was because he's a better run blocker, and I thought, but Olu's a really, really good pass blocker. Like he's the best pass blocker in the draft. So if you want to protect your quarterback,
he had a 99% on pass blocking last year, which is crazy how high it was.
Yeah, so if you want somebody just to protect your quarterback, he's the best guy. Talisi Fuaga is probably gonna give you kind of guard flex, and he'll be a better run blocker. But I'll go with you guys and do Olu because I think that's probably
and it's kind of cool if we have different picks too. It just shows why we want the different picks. We don't have to completely agree, but it's cool that we all have a little thing.
Yeah. Well, y'all both had Olu because you had Alt and then you changed to Olu, and Kevin already had Olu. So I was at Fuaga, so y'all outvoted me there. All right, next Falcons.
So we are going with him.
We're gonna go Olu Fashanu. Yep, you won. You won that, Kevin.
Good bitch. All right.
O'Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
All right. So Falcons are next on the clock. I'll go first this time.
Yeah, go first.
Because y'all went first the first 2 times. I had Olu Fashanu here.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm gonna. Let me look real quick at one thing. Falcons tackle. They need a quarterback too, but I think they're gonna maybe make a play for Justin Fields.
I agree.
I just think that's a fit, and I don't see a lot of people clamoring for his service. Not a ton. I mean, I don't know yet, but it doesn't look like there is. I think I'm going to assume Fields goes to them, and do I want to go tackle or receiver? I don't want to go receiver. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. All right, I'm still going to go tackle. I think they need O-line help. I'm going to go Talisi Fuaga in this spot. As my choice is who I would do. Plus, there's always runs in the draft, right? So a big tackle goes off the board. All of a sudden, it's like, oh shoot, we got to go get our tackle, and then you have other people take tackle. So I'm going to say Fuaga here as my choice, and whichever one of y'all can go next.
Daltz.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going with Dallas Turner. Their pass rush was really bad last year, and a couple of these I've just got to go a little bit over, just not the norm. But I know Dallas Turner, they even talked about him. The GM talked about him a little bit, how much they liked him and just his size. And it just showed from his junior job. I think he stayed 4 years, but from sophomore or junior to a senior year, I mean, he doubled. He doubled in tackles, doubled in sacks. It shows how every year he's just getting better. And one of the needs there is, that the Falcons need is they do need a pass rusher. So
tell me this. After watching, I think you were here when we were watching last week, Jared Verse. I like Jared Verse a lot better than Dallas Turner. I know they're ranked close, and I just everybody talks about Dallas Turner. I don't see the explosiveness on tape like I see with Jared Verse, or even Latu. Like I felt like his burst felt better. I felt like a lot of Dallas Turner. I mean, he's filling gaps and he's setting the edge and he was getting cleanup sacks. And I mean, I saw some bursts, and I guess I didn't see nothing, but I definitely didn't see like an elite athlete. And we'll see how he tests next week. But
I think that's a big.
I don't know.
Tackles. I just like that he had. I mean, I think he had like 16 tackles for loss, 11 sacks.
You don't think that's too early?
Turner, I think he's going to go top 15. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he'll go at this pick because obviously I think it'll be hard based on if they get a quarterback and how the trades work. Because there's going to be a couple of trades that are going to mess a lot of this up. But I think Dallas, because they just talked about how much they needed pass rushers, and it is kind of a surprise pick. But I do think it's a pick they will look at just because of how well he did from year to year and stuff like that too.
I think
I could definitely see him falling. I was just a little different.
He's consistent. He's going to be a top 3 edge rusher in this draft, no question. And he's ranked first on most people's boards. I guess there's a reason for that.
Right. And I try to make
I don't know. Like I didn't see anything that was like, wow, I need that edge rusher.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know, but
right.
I didn't see. I thought when I watched Verse that I saw explosiveness, like legit, and Verse is bigger. Like Verse has got him by like 10 pounds, 15 pounds too.
You don't think you'll be able to get Verse later in the draft? Like maybe.
I think Verse and him, I think they're both probably going to go somewhere between this point and pick 20 for sure.
Yeah, because I think Verse might fall a little bit, but I do think that would be a steal if you get him later in the pick. Mm-hmm. But I do like him as well, though. Of course.
I think they're both probably. I don't know. I mean, maybe unless you think Latu is amazing and better than Verse. I mean, some people might think that, but I'd got to see him between 8 and 20 is what I would say. But they're both mid guys, mid first rounders, regardless. So, all right, Kevin. Sorry.
What you got, Kevin?
No, you're good. Well, I had the same train of thought that you did, Alex. I think they're going to end up with Justin Fields, and with that in mind, I know they need some defensive help right now, but I think they're just going to do whatever they can to support Justin Fields. Yes, they already have Drake London. Yes, they already have Kyle Pitts, but I think they're going to go receiver. My pick here was Malik Neighbors. So with that gone, I'm going to say Rome.
Rome Odunze? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good pick too. Oh man, so we got a 3-way tie now. All right. So I'm gonna back out with my pick and leave Fuaga on the board. Both of y'all might be a little bit closer to what they need. I was just thinking about.
Yeah, I agree.
They probably
analysis on this one.
Really?
I will say that this tackle draft is crazy. It's very deep.
It's deep. So right. So that's what I'm pulling out. I think that there's a deep tackle draft. I think Fuaga's shot up boards. It might be something of an anomaly, right? And maybe it's all kind of a smoke screen. He's maybe not moving up that quickly. On Derek's side, I like your idea. All they have is, I believe, Calais Campbell, and they have another guy who's not very good, who was hurt most of the year. And then on Kevin's side, I like the idea of adding more weapons. This is a tough one.
Well, I will say Derek's got – I mean, he has a good point with this edge guy that I think is more likely and it fits better. Mine's still dependent on, even getting Justin Fields, which I think would – and that would create this need that I don't think they would do if he wasn't there.
Sure.
The odds are that he's going to end up there, but it's not definite. So
and you're right. Well, I think Odunze is a better prospect than Dallas Turner by a good margin, but I do think that they already have Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and they have enough weapons. It wasn't the weapons' fault that they had a crappy quarterback and a system that couldn't get him the ball. So let's go with Dallas Turner. Let's see.
And you mentioned they were talking about how they've been trying to work. They haven't been working on defense as much lately, and that's why they've been losing close games late. Sure. And I think it's just one of the ones because Atlanta doesn't do that a lot. They don't go with the big splash defense play. They go offense. So I think that's just why they might have some new management in there. Might switch it up. It's a curveball, but I thought it'd just be something different.
Okay, cool. Chicago next on the clock. You want to start, Kevin? Or who'd you have originally?
For Chicago?
Yeah, who were you thinking originally? Are they on the board still?
He's still on the board.
Oh, so good.
I'm going to go with Rome again.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that he's a good pick here.
Yep. Okay.
I thought about tight end here because I Brock Bowers, but I actually think Cole Kmet's pretty good. I saw him a lot this year.
So do I. Yeah,
I think he's pretty decent. So I think they're going to, even though they're going to be tempted because that guy's really good, Brock, I think they're going to go with wide receiver.
Okay.
And it's kind of the same thing. You're going to have a new quarterback, most likely Caleb. You know, obviously, we talked about who I thought it might end up being differently. Sure. But they're going to want to support that dude, and they're going to want a beast. So I think that's a good pick there.
I'm feeling that. What about you, Derek?
So actually, since I couldn't get Rome at 6, I would put Rome here. They need another receiver. They need another splash guy, and they love receivers. They love to try to hit on them. I mean, his frame being 6'3", 215. I mean, that radius, he's going to, especially if you have a new quarterback, you need a guy that can get contested catches, get up and get that ball, and he's just a smooth player. The yak yards is only his negative thing, but if you look at how Washington plays their offense, they don't really have the route running, which just catch it, and then you get tackled a lot. But he would definitely be able to work on that. But
I think he might test
Kevin on that.
I think he might test better than people think too.
I had my other pick at the first was Arnold, the quarterback.
Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, just because of his frame. But if Rome's still on there, they're going to try to get that offense. And they like that. So I'll go with Rome too.
My pick was Rome Odunze also from my actual mock draft I did before. So
we agree one time only.
Yeah, one time. All right. Jets. Jets. The Jets are going to be really happy at this spot, in my opinion, to get this. I'm going to start to get Talisi Fuaga. He's the best tackle left. He's definitely at least third, and the Jets need to protect whoever's back there, whether that's Aaron Rodgers or whether it's, Zach Wilson or a draft pick or whoever ends up being back there eventually. They need to supply more bodies back there and high-end ones, and they don't have any. They're all busts or aging players. And there's no interior offensive lineman at this point in the draft that are worth taking, in my opinion. So that's who I would go with.
Okay. I had the same line of thought, but I had a different tackle.
Okay.
I feel like you probably have more knowledge on this, but I had Fatanu from Washington.
Who? Fatanu?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good – I mean, I like Fatanu a lot. I think they're projecting him as a tackle, but he can play guard. Just like Fuaga.
But it sounds like you got a thing for Talise.
Fuaga's probably a little bit better of a prospect, just generally. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
And with when Ola's gone, it's Talise for me too. I mean, he's just the way he can do against the run if they want to try to open that run game. Talise is definitely the guy for him. I mean, their running game in the last 2 years with him is just night and day. So I think if that's the next best tackle, I'd even pick him over the Alabama guy. So I would say
me too.
Talise would be mine if Ola's gone. One of those two. You can plug and play whichever one gets picked first, but I would say Talise would be the same for me too.
I like Talise's size better too. I think J.C. Latham from Alabama is a little lighter in the pants, and I think
plus Alex wanted Talise to be picked every pick before this, so we got.
I picked Talise.
Well, 1 through 8 is Talise.
I just picked Talise. He's my favorite player. I do like him a lot as a utility player. He can play. I think Talise can play anywhere on the line except for maybe center. That's why I think that, and he can probably start day one at right tackle and maybe left tackle. I'm just got to see how he moves.
You can pull them too on places. That's what's so good with the run. You can pull them all over the place. So
yeah. Okay. So Talise here. Thank God I got my guy. All right. So
that's your guy, man.
It's my guy. He's my guy. I had Latham here actually, because I had Fuaga earlier in my draft, and Latham fell to this point, and I took him for the Jets either way because I think they're that desperate. Next, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
The Vikings. This is where things get crazy a little bit, I think. Derek, do you want to start with what your thoughts are?
I might want y'all to do it because I was going to pick. I thought Jalen was going to fall here because I think with May and if Patriots don't take him at 3, I think Daniels, because he was a late first.
You thought he would fall?
Okay. Fall because he was late first until the.
That's my boy, there. Right?
But who?
Derek. Yeah. He wanted to go first.
He might not go with. I didn't think he would go with what's his name from UNC, but that's who I had. Jalen Daniels here as just the guy that would fall because one of them's going to fall. I thought it might be him, but I figured Kevin.
My crazy take is I
delusional.
think it's going to gain more traction, especially when the combine starts.
Yeah.
And the Bears are going to try to trade away their pick because they don't want Caleb because Caleb doesn't want to play there, and they're going to pick Jaden. But I know I'm crazy.
Yeah, I mean Jalen. If you go back to when your pick earlier, I know I wasn't on that first one. I mean Jalen. He gives me a lot of Lamar vibes. I mean, I wouldn't say he's as fast as him. He does run. He does run a little too early, but he'll learn from that. That's college, one route and then run. Right. But I mean, that Jalen, I could see him going. That's the thing with the quarterbacks. You could see 4 going top 6. I mean, or you could see 1 or 2 and then 1 fall. So really here, I mean, the quarterbacks are going to go. I mean, especially if it trades, it's probably not going to be like that anyways. That's why I put Jalen. But I could definitely see him going top 3. I mean, even the Patriots could come up and not get Harrison and get him. But so I definitely could see that. So I'll let y'all go from there, and I can decide from there since I had Jalen.
So I had 2 trains of thought. One was a quarterback. I don't know.
You don't think they're going to re-sign Kurt?
That's the question, right? And
they've been very tight-lipped about that.
I think they will, but
I think
Justin Jefferson wants him back, so that's what led me to a different direction. I think they might lose Daniel Hunter. So I went with edge rusher. I went with Jared Verse here.
I knew you'd do that.
This is my
Verse.
first verse and Talisi, but this was my first edge rusher was dropping at this point. So like I wasn't going to pick one at 8. So I said Jared Verse. I think he's the most explosive of the defensive ends, and I think he has the most well-rounded skill set. He needs work. He's not a perfect prospect, and this is a deep defensive end draft, but not a very this is a good in the middle kind of thing, kind of like the Jalen Phillips draft was in 2021. So what I would say is I think that he's the most ideal fit if they don't go quarterback. If we went quarterback, I would have taken J.J. McCarthy here or potentially Penix Jr., depending on what they like. I feel like Penix would be really good in a dome setting. So I almost thought Penix might be a better fit for Minnesota if they did that. But my pick is ultimately going to be Jared Verse.
And I like the Verse pick. I think it's a little bit later down because he does miss. He has a lot of missed tackles because I watched the ACC a lot. And I think he's a great player, but he is kind of raw in a lot of areas. So I think he'll probably fall a little bit more than that. But I could see him taking that, especially if they don't go quarterback based on because we have so much stuff going on.
So what do you think, Derek? What do you want? What would you do here?
I'm going to see what Kevin says first because I'm the third person since I had Jalen. So I'll see what Kevin's got.
Yeah.
Well, I struggled. It's funny because whenever I do this, I'm always like, all right, what is Alex going to say about my pick? No,
am I that critical?
Well, they have like 3 starters on the defensive line that are free agents this year, so you know that they're not going to all be there. But I'm not really excited about picking a defensive lineman in the first, like top 15. So I'm swaying away from that. I see you shaking your head because I did the what would Alex do,
Hey, Kevin.
So I actually did pick Penix because I think even if Kirk Cousins is there, I think he's somebody that can sit there anyways for a while, and that would be interesting for him. End up in Minnesota.
I can buy that.
But I really think they're, I looked at Jerzon Newton. He's an interior defensive lineman, but again, I just could not. I couldn't do it. I couldn't put him on there for top, 15.
Okay. Derek.
All right, Derek.
Kevin, we're connecting. We're not connecting now. I think Penix. I love Penix.
Did I lose you?
You lost me on Penix this early, but I do like him though. I think he's got the ceiling. If you're going based on ceiling, I mean Penix is who knows how good he could be, but you could also see him just flopping right when he gets there. So I think the ceiling part of it is, do you want to take somebody that early and make a splash? Then Penix would be that splash what if thing. But I'd probably go with Verse just based on need because I think they will get Kurt. They get Kurt back, so I'll probably go with Verse out of those 2 picks.
Well, you can pick a lot of edge players in the top 15 here.
There's a lot. It's a middle first round edge heavy kind of thing. Yeah. There's no high end guys. I don't think. Like Derek, you could pick somebody different, Derek.
No, I mean out of that, I had Jalen on there, so I would go. I'll probably go Verse because I do need that. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay,
that's fine. I don't mix up too much.
That's right, Kevin. You bitch.
No, I fully agree. I didn't feel confident about that.
All right. You didn't. I thought you made a good case. I told you I contemplated Penix. Yeah, I contemplated Penix.
Here's for me, I'm not a big fan of Penix, and I don't think he's going to be an immediate starter anyways. He's going to need a little bit of work, and why not sit behind Cousins? I think Cousins will be he'll stay there. So
because I thought. I like Penix. I think he's got a good arm. He's got a weird release. He's kind of like he reminds me a lot of the kid from Tennessee, Hooker last year. That kind of player,
a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's sitting behind Jared Goff right now, waiting for his chance. And he was really good at Tennessee. But a lot of the concepts and stuff that Tennessee used weren't really NFL concepts, where I thought Washington used a lot of NFL concepts. So I if it was a quarterback and I had to pick, I like JJ better, but I might have swayed, like I said before, towards Penix in this case because because of the fit. Because I don't think Penix needs to be like in a cold weather place. I just don't think that's going to be his game. I think he needs to be in an area where you can have controlled environment. Okay, cool. So Denver. Who does anybody's player on the board still that they want to pick?
Yeah, I have mine on here.
Mine too. What about you, Kevin?
Okay.
Is yours picked or no?
It's not picked. No.
Okay. You want to make a case, or do you want me to make a case? No.
You're going to laugh at me here.
He said no.
Okay. I'm thinking that Russell Wilson will not be there. Okay. I'm thinking quarterback. I'm thinking Sean Payton, the type of coach he is. He's got a great knack with quarterbacks, with talent, and being able to utilize them. I think Shedeur Sanders would be perfect in the Denver Broncos.
What, Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
Kevin, I don't know what air you got in Chicago, Kevin.
Are you kidding me?
You breathing in that?
You know he didn't declare. He's going back to school, right?
Is that true?
Yeah. You jumped like 4 quarterbacks to get to Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, I didn't think that.
Man. He's grabbing college players and bringing them up. I like it, man.
He's like, I'm just going to convince him.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's staying in school.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think he's going to change his mind.
I thought you were going to say what I was going to say.
What's that? Who's that?
I was going to go quarterback.
You're going to go quarterback who?
Yeah, I was going to say J.J. McCarthy here. I think it's a good fit.
Well, see, I think he's going to be gone by now, but
he might be, right?
Quarterbacks
because people overdraft quarterbacks. But in our draft,
fantasy football one year when I tried to draft somebody that didn't even make a team.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you draft a retired player?
I drafted this guy that
DJ Hashimazilla.
He didn't even make the team. Like, I drafted him because it was before the season started, and he ended up on the practice squad.
Shedeur's in the mock draft pool, though, I believe, isn't he?
That's probably why. Because I fully admit I do not watch college football. I just know this guy is very talented. He could be a complete bust. I just thought that would seem like a Denver Broncos pick.
Yeah,
but yeah, obviously,
he's not on this board. I don't know where you got him from.
No, I got him from him from another list,
the Pro Football Network one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what you got it. That's
you meant 2025, Kevin. You're doing that draft. You're already thinking ahead. I like that.
He's picking players. We don't know who they are. No, Kevin's defense. He is a pro football guy, and this is the first year he's done any research on college. So
nice.
Give him a break. All right. Give him a break. Don't mess with Kevin.
Let's hear who you guys have to say. So who would you pick, JJ?
I'm going JJ McCarthy. They need a quarterback. I think that the Broncos or Vikings could move up, but I don't know if there's an opportunity to move up if the top 3 quarterbacks are gone. And to move up for JJ McCarthy to pick 5 or 6 is, I think, unrealistic. But I do think JJ's 3rd now for me, and I do think that that Denver is desperate enough to take him here, thinking they don't have they have other issues, but this will be their kind of, they want to give the fans something because they know that they screwed up. Because they did. They screwed up and paid Russell Wilson a ton of money. And then what happened then? They ended up blowing it. The team was mediocre at best because Russell's a mediocre quarterback. He was before he left Seattle. They used up all their cash. They have nothing left. They have nothing to give anyone that they could sign off the street because of the dead cap money. So now you're going to bring in somebody that gives the fan base a little bit of like, oh, we have hope. Nothing better than a rookie quarterback to do that. And I think that's what they'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't see the decline in Seattle before they did all that. I mean, he was declining in Seattle before they got him. So I didn't get that at all. So.
You thinking JJ also?
Yeah, I picked JJ. I think it's perfect. This is a perfect pick. I don't think they'll keep Russell, or if they do, I mean, I don't know why they would, but I mean, good football IQ, athletic. They need a leader, and he's a leader in college. I mean, if you talk to Jim, I mean, Jim Harbaugh always said was how much of a leader he was and how mature he was for his age. But being that is that playing in so many big games like that and having that football IQ. He's a little undersized. I think he's like 203, 204 pounds, but that's not the end of the world. But I think they need a leader and they need somebody like him. So I think he'll be good.
That was why I thought maybe Minnesota might have been a good spot because they're used to a quarterback that's 202 pounds. Is Kirk Cousins. He's thin like that. But he can't move, and JJ can. But yeah, they're used to an undersized guy in Denver. Also, they've got Russell Wilson. JJ's probably got a better arm than Brock and Penix, probably, in my opinion, anyway. And that's better for the wind in Denver. So, okay, so the Raiders. It's the Raiders. You want to go first, Eric? Is your guy available?
Yep, he's here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went back and forth on cornerback and tackle because they definitely need another tackle because that one side's so bad. So I went with JC from Bama, the tackle. for this pick.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because I thought he might fall to the Saints because I thought the Saints might get a tackle, but I think JC goes before that. I really thought about cornerback because their cornerback play is just not great. But I went with so I could see that happening, but I went with JC just because of his size and how he can handle both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually went with JC Latham too. And is he in the draft or is he?
He is there. I double checked that. Yeah. He graduated.
No, he graduated in 2003, so he's not available.
He actually retired. He retired last year. But
he lives in Richmond. He hangs out with us on the weekends because he's my age. You went with JC also?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not. I went with Quinyon Mitchell. He after the Senior Bowl, he shot up draft boards. He was supposed to be like the 4th or 5th best corner. And since then, everybody's has him in the top 20 now. And he did look good. He was locking up everyone at the Senior Bowl. He went to a small school, but at the end, I don't know. Like, I like his size better than Terrion Arnold, who was the consensus kind of guy that everybody looks at. But Quinyon Mitchell, even though he went to a smaller school, I still think I like his skill set. I like his feet. I like the way he moves and his body control. And he just mirrored receivers really well at the Senior Bowl. And I would have taken him here, but I'm obviously outvoted. However,
and I think the Raiders like splash. I don't think they'd pass on Terrion if he's there. Arnold. I do agree with Quinyon because I have him in my top 15, by the way. But I don't think they would skip over Arnold because they just like the splash guys. Just win, baby. They wouldn't skip over him. I think even
on this, like they have Terrion after him, and that's not why I did it. But Terrion is one thing I didn't like. Hold on. He's 196 on here. I had a different listing on another site. So we'll see what he weighs in that. That's about the same size as Quinyon. So yeah, Terrion's used to playing the SEC. I could see that. Okay, so y'all went with Latham, right? So JC Latham. All right. Next pick, Saints. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have no pick on this one because he's gone, so I'm not going to have an opinion on this one.
You want to, while we're looking, you can look through and see if you see anybody you like. Sure. All right. I went Brock Bowers. Tight ends are notoriously slept on in the draft. And I do think that he's the only first-round pick. He's only first-round valued tight end. He's also a top 5 player in this draft, in my opinion. He's that good. He can play in the slot. He can play in line. His blocking's average, but so is Travis Kelce's, right? He runs great routes. He's elusive. He's great after the catch. I think he's a perfect new age prospect tight end. He's like 6'4", 240, the days of the 260 pounds, 6'6" Gronkowski sized tight ends is kind of a thing of the past now at this point. So that's who I went with, just because I feel like the slide needs to end somewhere, and I just can't see that slide happening in pick 21. It just doesn't make sense for me for Brock Bowers to fall that far. And I think they'll look at the value and go, we got to take this guy. He's just so much higher than everybody else on the board. That's it.
Yeah, and I did the same thing reasoning. I wanted Brock at 5 just because Chargers, I just know how Jim likes those type of guys on offense. But if he's still there, then he just can't keep sliding. I don't think that's the top need for the Saints. I wouldn't think that.
But they don't have a tight end, really.
Yeah, they have like kind of a high. I mean, I guess they don't have a
really not real
number one.
Yeah, he's not that good.
He's not really. He's fake. You're right. He's not even a real player. But
300 yards is basically nothing.
Right. So he's good in fantasy sometimes, though. But I went the same reasoning because of that. Just because of that reason, I don't think Titans are the biggest need for them. But I think Brock just falling this far. I mean, he's a freak athlete. I mean, he can't fall too much farther. Someone's going to trade up and get him. So if someone doesn't trade up and get him just because he's still there at this pick, then So I went with Brock just because of my guy being gone and just that Brock's still there. He shouldn't be there still. I think he'll be gone before that. So
okay,
I'll go with Brock too. I agree.
What do you think, Kev?
What do you think, Kev?
K-Dog.
I mean, you mean just because it doesn't seem like they need a tight end, right?
They do.
They do. It's not top priority, but I mean, you could definitely put in.
So my needs pure, best guy on the board kind of thing.
Yeah, he's best player available. I mean, the Saints need this is what I need. The needs I have for the Saints, and of course, this doesn't include everything they need because I have almost every position here: tight end, tackle, guard, defensive tackle, defensive end, and linebacker. there's no linebackers available here. You could go D tackle here and be happy with it. That was my second choice to go D tackle also, but I just thought Brock was too good of a value just generally.
Okay, so you both picked Brock?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right. And then last pick of the day is the Colts. And Derek, is your player available?
Yep, he's still here.
I'm
going with Mitchell.
Mitchell,
kind of like you said with the quarterback route. I mean, they need a quarterback.
But Terrion Arnold's here.
That's who I had.
Arnold?
I think it's based on me. I didn't pick Arnold
draft?
here. Oh, go ahead.
Well, you had Arnold higher than this, right?
I had Arnold higher.
So Arnold's still on the board. You would take Arnold here instead of Quinyon, correct?
It's close, but probably if he's still there. I'd pick
Okay, so you're going Arnold. Okay, what about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, that's who I had is Terrion Arnold.
Okay. I went Quinyon Mitchell. I would go.
That's who I had now. So.
Yeah, I would go Quinyon Mitchell if he was if y'all didn't go Terrion, because I just think I like Quinyon better. But with the skill set being from the SEC, you guys are probably right. They'll probably value that at the end of the day and end up going there. But Arnold ended up going for me at this point in the draft because I had Quinyon earlier. So we're all kind of in the same mindset with.
Yeah, I swapped. I had Arnold earlier and Quinn going now. So Quinyon going now. So
so they're right next to each other either way. So all right, cool. All right, so there we go. So just to recap here, start off. We have Caleb Williams to Chicago, Jaden Daniels to Washington, Drake May to the Patriots, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals, Joe Alt to the Chargers, Malik Neighbors to the Giants, Olufashano to the Titans, Dallas Turner to the Falcons, Rome Odunze to Chicago, Talisi Fuaga to the Jets, Jared Verse to the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy going to the Broncos, J.C. Latham to the Raiders, Brock Bowers to the Saints, and then Terry Arnold to the Colts.
Yes, with two asterisks next to that. And
which one?
Is that I think J.J. McCarthy's going to the Giants, and Shedeur Sanders is going to come on TV and say, I made a huge mistake.
My daddy don't know shit.
And I'm going to actually declare for the draft.
Yeah.
My dad has 1 foot. He don't know. He
doesn't know what he's talking. He just wants to make money on me, guys. So next time we'll do picks 16 through 25, which is starting at the Jags and then down to the Packers. And I mean, it depends if we want to go all the way to 32 at that point too, right? It depends on how quickly we can get through it. Hopefully Derek can come back for that conversation to get through. And then
I prefer Derek to be on here because, again, you guys are much more engaged in college. And I think it's even more important in these late rounds because if I don't hear about him on ESPN, I'm lost. So
Kevin just likes my mustache.
The thing is too, like, with you just like you love the draft, but at the same time, you're not doing like this is the first year you've done the research or started the research up, right? So there's a learning process with that, just generally speaking, anyway. And it is good to have. I think it's good to have 3 voices on here, just so we can all have a conversation and kind of debate it out a little bit. I thought we debated a little bit more today than we did last time, just more picks. But next time, I mean, I don't know. We might just go all the way through 32 next time, just because I think we can fly through it a little more. Because I'd like to just kind of show it up. But after that, I'd like to do a real panel draft where like you have Derek gets Baltimore, Derek gets the Raiders, Derek gets like 5 teams. I get 5 teams. That's Kevin, you get 5 teams. Somebody else gets 5 teams, and then we can actually do because I have another site that does trades, and we literally could Kevin's up on the clock, you're pick 2, and Derek's like, I've got Denver. I want to move up. I need to take a quarterback. And he offers you a deal on the stream, And then you say yes or no. Probably no. And then you pick your guy, and we keep moving. And if Derek keeps wanting to keep moving up, maybe I've got the Patriots. He can offer up that. And then maybe having like not just 3 of us, maybe like 5 of us on here. I'm sure that we could find a couple more people to do it.
I'm going to get Sanders, so Kevin gives me like 5 first-round picks for him.
Yeah, he's going to draft Sanders, and
he's going to draft him early.
Yeah, he's gonna look for you to flip him back some picks to trade him back to you because you want him that bad. But yeah, I think that's probably the route we'll go. And what do we have on the docket for next week, Kevin? Just the combine, right?
The combine, and then a recap of the Commanders and all their staff. They finally got everybody in there, and I think there's a lot to talk about that.
Okay. Derek, you're always welcome to do your own thing on here and do a Ravens thing if you want to.
I'll just show up. I'll just show in. You won't even know. I'll just come in.
Just be quiet and just sit there like this.
But you like the cactus in the background? You like the cactus?
Yeah. Are you at the office right now? Or are you at home?
No, I'm at home.
Oh, okay. Is that that's your office? Okay, cool.
My dining room office.
Yeah.
Alex, you seem to be changing where you are. Like,
I wanted to see how they're in the background like last time, but you can't see.
Oh, I know, that was great.
I keep I'm struggling for the best lighting. I was right there yesterday, the last 2 times, because I could hang the Bills flag there. But I don't know. The lighting from the windows is bright during this time of day. As you can kind
Where's Oliver? I don't hear Oliver.
He's locked in a room.
Oh, okay.
You definitely don't look as good on this lighting. It's making you look kind of big, like kind of fat in the face.
Kind of fat in the face. I do have a fat face. I have a fat face. No, Oliver's locked in a room. I put him in the garage 2 days in a row, and he did not like that.
Didn't like that. Yeah.
No. So I decided to change it up. He was already asleep in one of the rooms. I just shut the door, so he doesn't feel like he's being neglected, but we'll see. So we'll do a combine breakdown. I'll review maybe some measurements and things like that were kind of standing out. 40 times, arm length.
I can't wait for the combine.
Size.
That's gonna be fun.
All the cool stuff that they do. I love the combine. It's like my second favorite.
Yeah. We need football back. We need football back already. It's only been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I need it so bad.
I don't really want the football back right now. I want the draft.
That's what anything that has to deal with football. I don't need football. I need a little break from that after.
I don't want real games because we, Commanders fans, we excel in the off season. Okay?
Yeah.
Championship every year, man. Bowl. Every year.
Well, the funny thing is that I'd rather watch the draft than I would almost any event in the NFL season.
Oh wow!
Outside of week one, week one. And I don't care about the Super Bowl at all if my team's not in it. I watch it, but I don't care who wins. Yeah. Nothing invested. Yeah. Like this year, I was really disappointed. The commercials were awful, but the game was a good game, and I wasn't that invested into it. I'm much more like I get prepared for the draft. Like I get a little setup and watch it.
And Alex, just for my knowledge and probably everybody else, when does the free agent tampering and all that start?
March 13th.
Okay.
That Monday is the tampering period. And then Wednesday is the official day. But the tampering period, they can speak to the agents, not the players. So the agents can report the signings that their players verbally agree to, but they can't officially sign until Wednesday. But it's pretty much done unless you do something like Washington did when they were being shady and stole their player back from Buffalo.
They weren't being shady.
They were.
No. That would be a great topic to go over.
What? So,
two different positions on that of what went down. So
go ahead and say your position.
And you know what's funny?
It's a short conversation.
What's funny is he didn't even play for us because he ended up being hurt. Like he didn't even matter.
Yeah, he sucked. I'm glad we didn't get him. Screw you guys. We signed the player in the tampering period. He agreed to terms. And then when the temp period ended and the signing time started, he reneged on his deal and he went back to Washington and said, I want to stay here because y'all were like, no, come play with us.
Well, I don't remember my side of it, but I'll get back to you on that. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Research it. Because I remember us having a conversation about this how shady it was. But I mean, that was Washington before. That was the Snyder years, man.
That's right.
Different now. It's different now.
Yeah.
But and like I said, Derek, if you're at a point you're like, you want to do like just a Ravens thing if you want. I don't care.
No, I appreciate you guys having me again.
I'll send you an invite. You can just do it. I don't care.
There's Heather.
Was that Heather or was that
No,
Lauren?
that's Lauren.
Oh.
She's after school. Do you want to say hi? Yeah. All right, hurry up. Because we're getting ready to
take your time, Lauren. Take your time. We got all day.
Hi.
Lauren. Hey.
Okay. Get out of here.
That's sweet.
Got 100 more likes just because of that.
Too bad she's at the end of the show where no one's watching.
No one's gonna watch. Like, what are they rambling on about right now? About Washington Buffalo players getting tampered with?
So I'm gonna try something new. I looked it up last night. I noticed on YouTube. This is the last thing I'll say. On YouTube, there's sometimes you look at a video and you just hit the up button or whatever, and it pauses it. it'll show you chapters.
Oh, and you can pick a.
I looked it up. The chapters thing. It's so you just put in the description. You type it in. It's so like it's like.
Oh, that's what people do. Yeah,
it's
that's
weird.
Nowadays nobody watches a full video. You gotta have
the so like I'm gonna do that for this video, and it actually populates into the video by me just typing it into the description, which sounds like crazy. Who looks at that? It must be just a weird. It's like a really specific algorithm. So. And it's easy. It's just like chapters, and then you do timestamp and then a number. So I'll do it then. But all right, guys, I appreciate you coming on. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We need some more of those. And I will see both of you. I'll see you tonight, Derek. Right?
Yep.
Y'all have
more arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kevin. If you weren't in Chicago and being selfish, you could be there with us.
That's true. Yeah. Why don't you come? Why don't you just move to Richmond?
Whatever. Y'all have fun at Olive Garden together.
Oh, I want some breadsticks. You don't get shot in Chicago. Make sure you cut that part.
It's a lovely evening. Went to Olive Garden,
which was lovely.
We had enough time. I don't know. We had enough time.
Then I started to think, what's the waitress have? What kind of panties does she have on?
Maybe it's a thong.
Maybe just odds on, it's just standard cotton white. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you
later.